Welcome back to Great Day SA. Divorce is such a tough life event to overcome for families, but how can co-parenting make it easier? Let's ask TikTok trending pediatric psychologist and parent coach, Dr. Ann-Louise Lockhart. Thank you for being with us again. You are so full of insight and knowledge, and this is a topic that is very sensitive, very important though as well. What do you think is the biggest mistake that couples who are going through a divorce make with co-parenting?
I think they get the focus away from the child and make it about themselves because they're going through a lot of pain. They may be hurt, anger, resentment. And so I think a lot of things is that they take the focus away from the child and what the child needs in that moment, because it's really hard not to do that.
I was just gonna say, it's so hard not to take it personal and to like make it so much about each other because of that resentment or whatever the case may be.
Yes.
But putting the child first is a great reminder. So what is your advice? How can people handle the disagreements without putting their child in the middle?
Well, I think it's important to communicate with clarity and respect. And if there is a disagreement, if there's an issue, that they do it in private, away from the children. If they feel like they can't do it, then maybe they need a mediator, a third party, legal representative, parent mediator that can help them, even a parent coach who can help them resolve and navigate those things so that it doesn't become so volatile.
Sure, which you are a parent coach.
Yes,
so
I am.
We are in great hands here. And what is the advice you would give to a parent who is struggling with someone who's uncooperative?
Yeah, so I think a big part of it is making sure that they talk about the concerns that they have, that they look at what are their mutual goals that they have with one another, and they talk about like what is the end thing that we want here. That we want to have something that's mutual, that we have something that's respectful, and then looking at, okay, once we do that, then how can we involve the children in a way that's respectful, and asking the kids what would be helpful for them? What do they see as a problem? And then making sure that you both get on the same page with that.
Sure, and what about back to the child, Dr. Ann-Louise, if they're really struggling? I mean, that is so hard to make them feel any other way.
Yes.
But what are your recommendations to ease this process for them?
So it really depends on the age of the kid, right? Because depending on whether you have a toddler or a preteen, a teenager, or a college age student, they're all gonna respond and react to it differently. So I think you really look at the personality and the temperament of your child and really finding out what is going on. But I think before you have that discussion, you really, as much as possible, talk with your co-parent about it, and then being able to talk to your kid in a way that's not rushed, and maybe even one-on-one, so that they can each express how they feel about it, and then you can answer any questions that they have about it.
I think maybe as a parent, it's scary to hear what your child is going to say because you know you're kind of letting them down, or that is the feeling, right?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, they are just struggling. They're emotionally distraught, right?
Yes, yeah, and I think it's really empathizing and validating that, you know, whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling relieved, maybe you're feeling happy, maybe you're feeling angry or resentful, maybe they're mad at one parent and siding with another, like all of those feelings are valid, and I think you have to normalize that for them.
I have to fully just agree, just from hearing you, you know, and being in that position, it is so tough to navigate for sure.
Yeah.
But you also recommend something that could ease this whole process is having a schedule, right?
Yes,
What does that look like?
Yeah, having a schedule where they can, if it's like 50-50, they're going back and forth different homes, or they're getting picked up by one parent versus the other, starting at the beginning of the week and really talking about like what can you expect this week? Who's gonna pick up who? Where are you going? What does that look like? What activities do you have going on? But making sure that they all have a mutual understanding of what's happening, because kids thrive when there's some expectation and some boundaries.
And also like that routine, they're
Yes.
used to it, they get comfortable with it, right? This was also, I think, very fitting because spring break is a moment where the schedule can be like, no, I have them this part of the week, I have them this part of the week. So I think you really help parents and also help them have some insight about their kids and how that is really the focus of all of this.
Right.
So thank you so much for being with us.
Yes, thanks, Roma.
I know you're happy to coach some parents out there or couples or children. So what do they need to do to go see you?
Yeah, so my practice is called A New Day Pediatric Psychology. We're right here in San Antonio, and we provide parent coaching for parents of kids of all ages. So if you're going through some struggling, if you're not co-parenting, you're not on the same page, my team and I can help, and they can just go to anewdaysa.com or call us.
That's wonderful. And girl, you're on TikTok. We're always boasting about your fun videos. I know that might sound weird, fun with tough topics, but you make it so that it's easy and approachable so people can find you on TikTok as well?
Absolutely. And I'm very active on Instagram, on Facebook as well too, for the old timers. And that way they can get information and feel educated, and that they feel informed as well too.
Well, thank you again for all of this. This is very, very helpful.
Thanks, Roma.
All right, y'all, keep it right here.